pumpy thing day. Ping pumpy thing day.
5 minutes after the 1 o'clock, you're listening to the New Times program for Monday, the 15th of April. I'm your host, Memorable Transfer. Thanks for joining me. And with us is the leader of our party, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, and he's back with us. And he has current, I think he paid his bill in between the calls.
But if that's the case, then the whole of Elizabeth didn't pay their bills because it was down all over.
I know, just teasing.
But we are up and about. We are back on track. I know that I live up at Mount Pleasant. The whole day today, they had given us notice that there was no electricity there, so that we expected. But this one down here was unintended.
Dr. Friday, before just let me say to the persons that you can call as usual on 78445659667 and on WhatsApp 78449838802. So in this segment we'll give you preference if you wish to call, and Dr. Friday speaking, he will give way to hear your questions and answer. Okay, so just want to put that on the table. Dr. Friday, I read an article this morning talking about the situation in Beckwith, the roads, which you've been speaking to for the longest, let me stress that while, and the situation at the wharf relative to business development in terms of the persons who invest in boats and so forth, and the government not keeping pace with the investment in terms of the wharf and in terms of the infrastructure and the road and thing. Do you have to sit to that relative?
But I said it at the beginning earlier. I mean, the infrastructure in the country is one of the big things that, when I say infrastructure, I mean the roads primarily, roads, bridges, and so on. Those things that people use every day. All over the country, is in deplorable condition. Every year, the budget, they're saying they're going to have this massive road projects. They said that last time, they're going to have a massive road project. I went to Paget Farm a couple of times last weekend. I mean, it's really frustrating to drive over that road because it's just in such poor condition. I recall a year ago, the Minister Montgomery Daniels said that they were going to fix the road, the Paget Farm main road from around the area, just past the Stanley Hazel shop. They come right down to where the clinic used to be, and then go up that road there, up towards an area they call Broad Road, and then come across back to the main road, which is, I mean, it's almost undrivable. The state of that road is terrible. And he said he was going to fix it. This is all part of the big plan where they're going to spend $20 million fixing roads all over the country. And nothing has been done. Not a single, second of work has been done on that, which tells me that they're just talk again, they're not doing anything about it. The Bluff Corner Road, they said they're fixing that temporarily. They have put up another wall on the inside, they narrowed the road. Now here they say they're gonna have to take down the wall on the other side, which should have probably have been done in the first place. But people were saying if you want to fix that road permanently, just acquire a piece of land in there and cut it back, and then you have a road going along there that is safe for the next 100 years. But no, they said they're going to do this temporary thing. Now they realize that it creates a blind spot as you go around the corner. You can't see who coming on the other side. Then they will have to remove the wall there. And not only that, it narrowed it so that it's actually quite hazardous if you have traffic, returning to normal. Now you have speed bumps and so forth. You can't put speed bump there forever. But that's an engineering, what shall I say? Screw up if there's anything. Yes. It's just simply it's not, the spending. I don't know how much, but at least $500,000, probably more, for doing that work. Yeah, this is temporary, and it doesn't really, it's not what should be done now. It should be find a permanent solution. We're talking about this for 15, 20 years, and nothing has been done. Anyway, when we were out in Greg's the other day for a National Heroes Day celebration and so forth, you see the condition of the roads in the areas. in your own constituency in East St. George, once you get out the main road, anywhere you go, is huge potholes. You don't call them potholes anymore. Them is like craters. I mean, some places where the road has completely disappeared, gone back to dirt. Cart road. So anywhere you go, the infrastructure in the country is in terrible condition. So we have our own problems here in Northern Grenadines, but people all over the country, wherever I go, I see that this is a problem. Nature and I went down to in his constituency 2 weeks ago, and you see areas there where you say, I mean, it's just so disrespectful to people. How you expect people to live in these areas, pay taxes and so forth, and government seems to be complete disregard to their basic need just for drivable roads or walkable roads to get into their homes. And this is not something that's been there for 4 years, 5 years. We hear Nature talking about that for in the last 15, 10, 12 years in some areas, and nothing has been done. So we have to treat our people better than that. And it comes down to efficiency and creating, for the people, the farmers, for example, all the feeder roads and so that are overgrown or just simply impassable now. They mash up, and the government has to replace them. How are you going to get your goods in and out? I heard a farmer telling me that they have to, you have to basically pay people to bring the sacks of stuff out on their heads from their farm because the road is, you can't drive in there. And how you going to pay people to carry that load and then bring it to market and then sell it for a profit? That's all just increasingly making that farmer inefficient rather than more productive, which you will be promising the manifesto that we do. You can't make people more productive by allowing the basic infrastructure, the roads, the bridges, and as you mentioned, the wharves, the ferry docking facilities in the Grenadines. You can't make people more productive by allowing these things to run down to the point where they are not providing the efficient service they're required to do to make these businesses work better. You're quite right. And this is something that any government who's looking forward would have had in mind. I mean, Sir James did that to his great credit, when he built the expanded the ferry docking sites in Beckway and then Union Island and so on. They didn't have all the ferry service we have now, but he could foresee when that would happen. So they built with some redundancy in place, knowing that there would be growth in the future. We have reached a point now where that has been outgrown because the ferry services have grown so much in the Grenadines and so forth. And again, because of the enlightened view that Mitchell had, where he said, no, government ain't running no ferry service here, like you used to roll on and roll off. Let the private sector get involved in doing it, and you will see how they make it into a better service. And nobody could doubt that you have better service in the ferries in the between the mainland and the Grenadines and among the Grenadines Islands. So that is something that now has to be taken to the next level, and that requires the expansion of the docking facilities. In Union Island, for example, a vibrant community at Union Island, only one boat could back to dock there, with the ramp. If you go sideways, maybe you can get in, but for ramp service is only one, and when one is docked, the other one has to be waiting around in the harbor until they move out. I mean, that's just, again, inefficiency. If you want to put it from that, it's inconvenience for people, but it's inefficiency for business, because are you dilly-dallying around there, you're wasting gas, you're basically wasting time, and time is something that you can't ever get back. So those are things that we need to look at as forward-looking as to how do we build an economy that is more efficient, and the services among the Grenadines Islands, between the Grenadines and mainland and so forth. Those services have grown. They need to be expanded. These facilities to expand them. So take Canouan, for example. Canouan is a major economic player in St. Vincent and the Grenadines since the New Democratic Party, Sir James Mitchell and the New Democratic Party, spearheaded the development of resort facilities in Canouan. But Canouan doesn't have a proper ferry boating facility. Doesn't have a proper wharf for the ferries to back into. They have a temporary thing that the developers put there, which was basically a container filled with rubble that they put there and some concrete stuff and so on, as a temporary facility. When it rains, it collects puddles of water. You have to be dodging around them. When it's dry, the dust blowing. I went there, you know, I stood up there, and the dust blowing on your pants, and blowing on your shoes, and blowing all over the place. It's unhealthy. But this is supposed to be a facility that is not supposed to be. It's a facility that will enhance business and provide, you know, proper service to the people living in that community. But for years, me hear Terrence talking about it year after year after year, and they talk about, oh, they're gonna fix it, oh, they're gonna put it somewhere else, and they have done nothing in 20 years of agitating on behalf of the people there. That says by the member for Southern Grenadines, the Honorable Terrence Olivier. Nothing has been done by the government. If they don't want to think about it in terms of providing services to people of Cameroon, think about it as an essential component of developing our economy, the trade amongst the islands and in our multi-island states, the efficiency that promotes makes businesses work better, and so it helps for our businesses to grow and to create a better business environment. All of those things are necessary, but they have not even given a thought to it. It's not nowhere mentioned in the budget. It's not something that they seem to be concerned about, and it really boggles my mind as to how these guys actually govern.
Okay, Dr. Fred, I think I have somebody on the WhatsApp. Let me see if I could get them in. Good afternoon. Are you live? Are you here?
Yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you talk about Dr. Kanawan. You ever been to Karaku?
Hmm?
Karaku.
Yes, I've been to Karaku.
You see how Karaku Dockers, Kanawan need one like that. People could wait outside and nice port. Kanawan need like the whole of the ground need port like that. People don't have to rush on the boat and people could stay outside and Kanawan is a port of entry. The whole of the ground is need a port like that. The government investing in a big port on the mainland. They should invest in grants too. So we're gonna
I agree with you, Carla. You're absolutely right. You know, if you have a vision for development of our port facilities, have a comprehensive vision. Yes, you do the one that's being done in Kingston, but it's an opportunity to say we have the equipment, we have the people here, and so on. Let's think of a plan how we can get Canawan working, how we're going to get expand the one in Union Island, which is well outgrown its usefulness, and the ones in Beckwith similarly. You know, it has as much as it had been forward looking when it was built, it has outgrown that now.
This port will have in Kanawan. This port outdated. Karaku port, people sit down and wait for the boat. You don't have to go on the boat.
Yeah.
Cargo and people back and forth.
Yeah. Well, in Kanawan, there is no terminal facilities. Basically, you come there, you stand up, and you wait if it's sun or rain, or you go in the vegetable market there, some distance away from the wall.
That's some saying. You need a port like that. The Karaku.
Yeah. I agree with you.
You come in and they do, but that is port. You have people cargo, people going between the cargo. Just to wait outside. You click and you carry the cargo until the boat ready to leave. You go on the boat.
Well, I don't remember the port in Karaku in detail as you presented it, but certainly something like that. We have to do better than what we have. What we have in Kanawan now is we have nothing. You have a temporary wharf. It's inconvenient that it's difficult for the ferries to back up and service there. And then you don't have any waiting facilities. You don't have any terminals. You don't have, people just standing there on the sand or standing by the vegetable market or so on, waiting for the boat to come. I mean, that's in this day and age, that's 23 years, man. You can't blame it on NP. You got to really take responsibility for it.
Next thing again, talk about Myro. You have Saros Bidi lying down like nothing. Saros Bidi could take a nice company to fix it up and do. Like when Myro come, you can't get water. Put in a water facility, plant in Myro. Let a big hotel go and develop Saros Bidi, and then the local get a spin for it. You can't have them place lying down, so the ground is a gold spoon. But 50 grand is nothing.
Well, I like your thinking. You know, it fits in with what I was saying at the outset of my program, is that we have to change our culture to think more entrepreneurially. Think about not what is present now, how I can get a piece of that, but what the possibilities there are for the future, how we could make that happen. Yeah, because that is what makes the pie bigger for all of us.
There was not the potential. Check like the mainland. You have where the equators is, like Georgetown, Stubbs, or it could be like a small tourist village. People could come and stay there. You don't only need big hotels. You could have like breakfast and bed. People could come and stay when they come in. They can send find something to stay there, give people to develop these areas there, hotel and tourism in the ecotourism, and this could develop. It's just the future. You just need thinking in a blueprint to develop the islands. Them. You don't need rocket scientists. Just give people the chance to develop the island.
Yeah, well, Carla, I was in St. Lucia just over a week ago, and I was chatting with someone who's from St. Vincent, saying the potential, in how St. Lucia, I was in Rodney Bay area, how developed it is, and how all the hotels are full, and how there's so much lively business, and there just seems to be a vibrant kind of activity there, and that's been there, through one successive administration after another, because they have a plan to grow it and to maximize the business potential there. And I was saying, what happened to us in St. Vincent? And the person said to me, St. Lucia has nothing on St. Vincent when it comes to tourism, in terms of what our natural beauty or all the opportunity is. So we have to ask ourselves, how come they've been able to use what limited they have to reach where they are, and we are just sitting back here, wasting time for the last 20 years.
Okay.
I say we have the airport now. We can make use of the airport, expand ourselves bigger than how we is now.
Well, I agree with you. And you hear my what I've said. Ralph build the airport, I will make it work. Okay.
Okay, Carla.
It's not for us to criticize government ad nauseum about a project that they built and how they built it. The point is that we have the project here. We have to make it work. I will make it work. And similarly, with the port facility that they're building now, I will finish it and make sure that it works effectively and efficiently for the people of this country, that we have not just imports, but that we have exports that is linked to the rest of the economy, so that we can actually sell things abroad. This is why I said from the outset,
Carla, just hold 1 second.
To have a thriving economy, we have to have local businesses, we have to skill our local people, and we also have to look at the regional market to see how we can prepare our producers to compete in that market.
Thanks for holding. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Anthony Stewart.
Good afternoon,
Good
Dr.
afternoon.
Stewart. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Are you in Union Island?
No, I'm in St. Vincent. I came up here on a mission in my
Well, enough said.
project of Pan Against Crime in Union Island. So the situation is this. Panorama is coming up. And the Pan House, the lights were cut off because they were in the name of Ulrich Hutchinson. I used to pay it, but the bill wasn't coming to me. Since Ulrich Hutchinson died, the bill ran up to more than $500. So I paid that bill.
Well done.
And I would like to get it reconnected. I don't know if you can give me any assistance. I went to police, public relations. They sent me somewhere over by the financial complex, to the Pan Against Crime office. I went over there and I made inquiries in the building itself. I made inquiries in the neighbors around. Nobody knows where this office is located. Nevertheless, I went to VINLEC. VINLEC said they want official information from the Pan Against Crime people. They can reconnect the lights. So I came to the inspectorate, the electrical inspectorate, and they gave me the same story.
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't be so difficult just to get the lights turned on. I mean, come on. That just tells you how this country is just so.
Crime was not a serious initiative. It was
just to turn on the lights, you have to do this rigmarole. I mean, it's ridiculous. You have a program that they've been running and bragging about for so many years, and they can't advise you how to get the lights turned back on so that you could actually run the program that they're talking about. Ridiculous, man.
Panorama is coming up. We need to practice. We need the lights on.
Well, I hope somebody listening to this and that they make a phone call and say, guys, get the damn lights turned on, because it's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
They have not given me any budget to work with, but I could work along with that. That is not a problem.
But you need the facility.
The program could work. But I'm getting something blocked. I don't know what to do.
Well, you have done something here. You have put it here on the radio. This is something that I think that the authorities, they're listening. They're listening to the program. So hopefully, by the time we finish here, a phone call we made, and somebody will say, "Guys, you're making us look bad. Turn on the lights, please." They're willing to work. They're willing to do what they're necessary to do to get the program up and running and to They let the young people learn to play pan and so forth. They're willing to put their resources into it, but they need the facility. You know, get the lights on. What's so hard about that? You don't pay off the bill.
So thank you very much, and I hope you can use your good offices so that we can have a resolution to this.
Well, let me use it right now and tell the authorities, go and put on the lights at the pan house in Canawan. I mean, that can't be so difficult.
Union Island.
I mean, sorry, I know there's one in Canawan too, in Union Island. But the point is that the last one, they paid off the bill. They want to get reconnected so they can start practicing for Panorama coming up. Get the young people playing pan. You know, what is so hard about that? What is so controversial? Why is so difficult? Who has to look over what shoulder? Go and put on the lights so the people that they could practice. So let me hope that they're listening and they do that.
Okay, asking for proof of ownership, the fan houses and government land.
But it was connected before.
Okay.
That is just passing the buck, and people are afraid to make decisions. And that's what's crippling this country. Everybody afraid. They're looking over their shoulder and deciding whether they should do this or not, rather than doing their job. Get the lights connected so that the people could practice pan in the island.
Thanks.
All right,
all the best.
So thanks for letting us know about that.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Dr. Friday.
But we are tied up in red tape in this country so much, you know.
Not only that, this is not the first time that
the red government in office, you know,
been calling about the pan against crime and the issues relating to it. It's just a rhetoric. There's no.
At a serious program, he said he can't find the office.
let me take the caller. Person I've left. You feel free to call back. Yes, so there's always some other problems. You can't find their office or they haven't done anything about it. But come carnival time or whenever, there's going to be a long speech about we have 50 pan site created again by Pan Against Crime, etc. Anyhow, let me go back to the car. Good afternoon, you're live on Nice Radio.
Yeah, good afternoon, both. Good afternoon, Mr. Friday.
Good afternoon, caller.
Mr. Friday, I heard your presentation just now with them young people thing. That is the way to go to campaign in the election. They cannot refuse.
Thank you for the free advice there, caller. You're now unofficially my advisor. Thank you.
Go through that with election all over St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The young people need to hear it every day. Every Friday, Monday you come on, you just keep repeating it.
Thank you.
That is the way to go. You cannot lose with them young people, Mr. Friday. And I know you will be a very good prime minister. You will look out for everybody, all under in St. Vincent. No one man eating and another one hungry. Please, Mr. Friday, do the best of your ability in this election coming up. Make sure your campaign have the right track. Please, we're suffering, all young, not so old, everybody suffering. Please, Mr. Friday, just beg God for this chance. Beg the young people, and God will grant you it. Amen.
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 Thank you very much. Dr. Friday, I have somebody on the Magic Jack, so good afternoon, are you there?
Good afternoon, Bert Francois.
Listen.
What's up, Bert? What's up, Bert?
No, I'm answering you, and I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to tell you we have the president in. Please be. Oh, you just called to help me up.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. I don't know what number 1, 2, and 3.
Number 1 and 9.
But all the best.
Number 1.
And keep listening, huh?
And 9. Huh?
Keep listening, especially on a Monday.
I want to ask Dr. Friday a question.
I know you're coming to something. Just make sure you're respectable, eh? You're respectful.
I'll be respectful. Dr. Friday, what do you mean you're going to make the airport work? So the airport now working now, Dr. Friday? I want to explain that to you. I was down with the airport was working. So the airport now working now, Dr. Friday?
So, you want me to say I got to stop it from working?
Dr. Friday, I'm asking you a question.
That's what I said. I will make the airport work, you know. And unlike them fellas, we have Otley Hall that
productive.
Show that it didn't work. I say they build the airport, I will make it work. What's wrong with that? If you have a problem with that, then you have a problem I can't solve, my friend. You got to work it out.
All right. So,
Thank you.
okay, we'll make it work better. We'll make it work better. All right. Thanks.
Right.
You see you're going on. All right. Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye.
But we have Otley Hall.
Just a second, Doctor. Hello, caller, you there? Somebody there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just let Dr. Friday finish the sentence. Thanks.
No, just saying that, when the cruise ship boat was being built, them fellas, they campaign like they want to mash it up. When Otley Hall was built, they, even now, today, with all the potential there, they have just allowed it to rot and go downhill so that it has provided no economic benefit to the country. That is not the way I'm going to govern. I don't have to erase the accomplishments of a previous administration to prove that we're doing something. So they have these projects in place. We will make them work. When they have projects that are incomplete, like they have the ones at the port there, I will complete it and make sure it works for the people of this country. What is controversial about that? You see, when you can't find nothing to say, just stay off the radio, man.
Okay, is it great?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Good day, Dr. Friday.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
So, but I want to say something concerning what the caller from Union and talk about pan against crime, right?
Sure.
Because I was part of the pan against crime when it started, and the whole idea is just to give pans to a community and left it there for them, and they have to fund how they can. Right? You have you're just putting up, because at one time when they said that it was for alleviate poverty, I asked them to in a meeting to prove to me that you put a steel band in a community where people in on about pan and how you're gonna alleviate poverty. Then they said to keep young people on the street. So they just gave you the pans, left you there, and you got to try to keep the ban how you go. It doesn't really give you anything to maintain your ban. Because
that's not much of a program. So the fact that these guys have continued and working like that and so forth shows the commitment of the individuals who are involved. And that's what the gentleman said. They're willing to carry on the program. They paid off the Vinlec bill. They're willing to keep it going. All they need is to have access to the building to have electricity in it.
No. You see, Dr. Friday, what I get to recognize with the pan against crime, if persons who are doing a job and they perceive that the person is not supporting them, that's it. Because they had some pans when I was in Lomond for a year, and they asked me to go and start the ban. I went there for 7 weeks. And I've been asking them to put some light in a society building they have, and for 7 weeks, everybody pushing me, and I had to just leave it there.
Well, there you go. So then your experience is similar to what Mr. Stewart, Dr. Stewart is pointing out in Union Island, and that is,
yes.
I mean, I can't understand why that is so difficult to do.
And you got to fight how you can.
Yeah. If you come to me or to anybody, if anybody in government and you go to an official, and you don't even have to get to a minister for that. That is something that they should be able to do at the level of Vinlec or some lower-ranking public official. That's not a big, complicated decision to make, to put on the light in a building so people could learn to play pan. What's so hard about that?
It is not hard, but as I said, is that maybe Union Island is not one of their favorite areas.
Well, there you go. Or maybe that's part of the thing, which tells you that it's not. It's not going to achieve its objective.
Mrs. Stewart, you got to do what you can do. Got to do what you can do, because so long I've been hearing him calling and complaining and like it's falling on their face.
Yeah. But credit to him that he perseveres because he wants to see something good for his community. So I guess.
So my advice to Mr. Stewart is to give the pan side a name, Union Island Orchestra, whatever. Remove it from the pan against crime. Just give it a name and seek sponsorship, because if you keep telling me it's pan against crime initiative, I expect that pan against crime budget would take care of it.
Well, actually, both some of the bands that you're hearing in Civis have named. They started as the pan against crime.
So then let's move on. It's not a pan against crime, what shall I say, steel band, because there's no input. No,
but you see, sometime when people start, because the one in Lomans, when the guys start, they took the pants on them and carry them up in a garage in another area. So that's how they operate from time to time. You know. So I just hope that Mrs. Stewart.
But it does take, to keep these programs going, it does take sometimes committed individuals who basically are prepared to do it and put out of their own pocket. And we had a similar PAN group here still going called Kids on PAN that I was part of initially when it was established and so forth. My son was involved. For years, we were, my wife and I, part of the executive. Officially, we still are. But the person who's really doing the hard work there is somebody who, his daughter used to be involved as well in it, but he continues to persevere with it, and some of the parents are doing so. It's a community effort, and I applaud those individuals who are willing to do that because it's a useful thing. I still take an interest in what is happening there, but I take my hat off for those who continue to carry it, and that is what you have to do: is have different people come in and are willing to carry it forward and so forth. And Dr. Stewart, keep working at it. The children benefit from it, and Kola, similarly, you do likewise. Because it's for our children that we're doing it. It's for our community we're doing it.
Well, all you got to take the funds when they get the funds, just forget about them and organize yourself. And
that's what I'm saying.
That will work. If you depend on the committee to assist you financially, and there is things that I know that I don't want to talk it on radio. We are hearing that funds was allocated for certain bands to that pan against crime, and the band never see the funds.
Well, then the program itself, is there's a lot of talk about it, but we can see that it's not run in the way that you would expect for something that has given so much talk, so much hype by the government, and it's just simply you're seeing something differently. It could do a lot better.
It's the pan is really, it's a good thing to keep, and then especially school
Absolutely.
children. I've been running program for more than 2 decades with kids, right? And what the steel band help the kids to do is to stay focused.
Yeah.
Because when you play in one instrument, the other instrument have a different rhythm to you. You have to listen to everybody and still pay focus to what you do. So I used to say to my kids that the pan, the same as how you play in the pan, when you're in school and the teacher is up and talking, even though people speaking around you, you could hear who's speaking around you and still concentrate on what the teacher is saying to you.
Mm-hmm. But it also teaches, because steel pan is a collective effort. It's not just one person playing, and so you have a responsibility as well to show up to practice, to show up when you have a gig, to show up when you have meetings and so forth. That also helps to, it builds friendship, but it also creates responsibility and in young people when they know you're part of something that you are expected to perform and to do it. I know the group that we have here in Becker, they performed in North Carolina. I went with them 1 year, and it was fantastic to see these youngsters go and be a part of this and experience this. And they did it through this group, and they continue to attract other young stars to play. And it's something that needs to continue, and not just for Pan, but just art and music in general. And one advantage you have here is that over time we had sort of built up a band room that they use at the primary school, reconstructed the whole thing, and so they have their own space. But it's the potential is there for something even greater. You can learn to play keyboard, you can learn to play guitar. You could be like a little music school, you pay a small amount and people come and offer their craft. That creates
self-discipline to that. It helps with your self-discipline.
Self-discipline, self-development, pride in yourself. When you know that you are good at something, that helps you throughout all kinds of things in your life.
Yeah, so I just hope that Mrs. Stewart didn't give up on the assistance and forget about the pan against crime.
He will not, and I'm sure that he will.
He's not going to give up, but you need to.
He will get a result after today's call and so forth. They'll turn on the light. They don't take that much to turn on the light.
All right.
Okay then, Doc. All right then, Francis.
All right, Paula. Thank you so much, and keep up the work that you are doing as well. Mm-hmm. Our children deserve it, and our country needs it.
Okay, we running out of time. Let me try and get in somebody else. Good afternoon, NEWTIMES.
Hey, but Francis, I could ask Mr. Friday one with a nice question, please.
No, tomorrow.
No, I mean no. I
No,
not
not no, no. I don't have enough time, and I know.
I want to just ask them.
Hey, hold on.
Send it in writing. We'll answer to you
tomorrow. Promise you tomorrow. All right, tomorrow. Because I don't have enough time for. Okay, so tomorrow.
But this is who you call. I mean, he's not. You're not really. He's an agent provocateur. He comes in there to try just essentially to stir up.
And we need to wrap up, Doc. So I can't take your personal time and give it to him. So
we don't want to that
at all. We need to wrap up. I know we still have some time before May Day.
Well, let me just say something. Good Lord, I almost forgot. Thank you for the plug, boss. But yes, we have our annual May Day boat ride and May Day fair under the almond tree on May Day, and the entire country is invited. Tickets are on sale for the boat ride, but of course, there's only limited capacity, so get your tickets early if you want to come. And I hope that you would want to come and be there with us under the almond tree. It's a wonderful, wonderful event. It's one of the big events of the year. It has grown into that. Yes, I'm putting it on as the leader of the opposition, primarily as the parliamentary representative for Northern Grenadines. I do it for the whole community, and that is how it has evolved. Is that everybody comes, irrespective of your political stripe and so forth. Just come, have a good time, be a part of your community. You want to talk politics with friends? Fine, find a corner and go and do that. But that is not the primary objective of this activity. This is for us to come together as a community to have a good time, and we raise some funds for our local party group here. And with that, we do our Christmas program where we hand out a lot of parcels of food and so forth to people during the Christmas season, New Year, and also help with other members of the community. So the funds that are raised, they go back into servicing the community. So we're asking you to come and support. We have also since last year, we started doing a raffle as well as part of it. We used to do it as a separate event in December, but there were too many other things happening there. So we decided that we would combine it with this activity as well. So there's a raffle. They're $20 a ticket. Not a ticket, sorry, $20 a book. And the book has 5 tickets, yes. But there are lots of prizes, there's more than that, 20 prizes. The top prizes, you have prizes like we have somebody donated a Samsung Galaxy Watch, which is a very nice device. We have a Samsung tablet, which is one of the top-end versions of it. We have wireless speakers, Bluetooth speakers. We have AirPods, those things the young people like, the AirPods, yes. Those kinds of things. We have a food hamper, a large food hamper that is being donated. Thanks for that. I mean, we could do with another food hamper if somebody wants to donate one, because I think it's useful in this time. It's good to have a electronic device. But I think for some, parent and so forth, you would look at the hamper and say, I prefer to have that than to have AirPods or wireless speakers. So we have one large hamper that's being donated, and I would love to have another one. So if somebody listening to me and they want to donate one, that would be fantastic, because then that would be also part of the raffle. We have a lot of prizes. $5 for a single ticket and $20 for a book of 5 tickets. So you're getting a free ticket when you buy the book. There are some of them on sale at the NDP headquarters in Kingston for our Secretary General, Benton Smith, and he also has tickets for the boat ride. So let's come and have a good time. This is a chance for us to mingle and to share what binds us together as communities. And what binds us together is not politics. It goes beyond that. It's our love of our countries, our love of our community, our love of our fellow individuals. And although this is it's sponsored by me and for the New Democratic Party, Northern Grenadines, it is for the entire community. And that invitation goes out to everybody in the mainland who can make it down on that day as well. There is the boat ride, being, I think, $50 a ticket.
Somebody is asking, is there a children price? I haven't got around to that.
I think there used to be a children price, so that's something that I have to clarify with.
Okay.
Yes, but there's a limited number of, as you well know,
yes, I know that,
of space, and there are a lot of people who want to get on the boat ride. It's usually sold out, so it's better to get the ticket early. And we can't get we can't get another boat. We'd hope to get another boat, but it's just the one. So let's come and have a good time. The raffle is being raffled on the day of the May Day Fair, so you have to get your tickets before.
Okay.
Yes, because they have to make them up and put them in the thing and so forth. And usually we get some young child from in the audience to come up and put their hand in and draw something. So it's all completely transparent and above board, so everybody can come and be a part. I don't think you will get many tickets on sale during the day there, so go and get them at the NDP headquarters. For people here in Beckway, you can get them at the gas station or Uncle Louis, at the ice cream shop in Port Elizabeth as well. We have Dell taxi service. She also has tickets, and she's usually our champion seller. So I'm challenging her again this year. Of course, I have tickets. Always walking around with tickets in my bag if you need. And then in Paget Farm at Step Down Bar, Toko has tickets on sale as well, or for sale. So there are lots of opportunities to win. Please support. All the funds that we raise go back into service of our community.
Okay then. Well, Dr. Friday, thank you very much for being on today. As usual, on a Monday, let me thank all the callers, including one, almost said except one, but including one, my friend. Oh boy. Anyhow, so all the best, take care, and I look forward to hearing from you again.
Thank you very much, Bert, and thanks for all our listeners. God bless you.
So let me thank you very much for being with us on the program. Those on the social media also, thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing from you again. Be safe and have a nice day.